Okay, first off, I want to say all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word now, sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, it helps. Brother Aaron from GMS Jamaica camp, and this is just going to be a continuation of the milk scriptures or the milk series. It's been a while since I actually did a listen within the series, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pick up from the last milk that I did, which was nation, right? So I broke down what a nation is, going through the fact that it's based on your gene, your lineage, right? That's actually what your race is, and show that the scriptures is basically dealing with the lineage or the race or the nation of Israel, right? But this is when this lesson is based upon the blessings, right? And I think that this is a good time for us to bring out these scriptures. Reason being, we're about to receive those blessings once more with all the prophecies taking place right now. The work that brothers are putting in, everything that's happening, prophecies fulfilling. Like I said, everything is just building up, building up, building up, building up, building up. So basically the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? So just gonna let brothers know exactly what it is that the Lord Yahweh basically promised us, right? And give them a glimpse of the things that are to come through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? So the first scripture I'm going to read is Exodus 1 verse 5, right? And this is, as I said, just tying back the last episode that I did, which was basically nation. And it's Exodus 1 verse 5, and all the souls that came out from the lines of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was already in Egypt. So just going back, so all the souls that came out of the lines of Jacob were 70 souls. So this is talking about what I'm about to read is in Deuteronomy, which is what Moses told to the future generations of those children, or the future generation of those that came into Egypt, which were Israelites, right? Which were of the lines of Jacob, right? And this, as I said earlier, this is the great as it pertains unto things to come, right? So this is Deuteronomy 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And this also applies today, right? Because we here in the truth, we go off. The following lesson coming up after this is basically the curses, right? But just to recap based on how the spirit I go right now, right? This I same thing will get said unto the men of the Lord when I truth right now, right? Hearken unto the scriptures, right? Hearken unto our elders through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Walk that straight path, right? Basically following the scriptures to the best of your ability, right? Following the laws to the best of your ability, having faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Teaching this word, pushing on, right? And if we do all of this, right, where Yahweh Shai say in a revelation, him say, oh, to him that keepeth my works, him will I keep in the hour of temptation. So basically the same thing get commanded to Israel back then, to hearken diligently unto the Lord's judgments, statutes, and commandments, right? So just going to read it once more. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Because where Yahweh shall say in Revelation, as a matter of fact, I've married one stray from the point, but just quick precept. Right, this is Revelation chapter 2 verse 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. Right? So as I said, this is also to show brothers the things that are to come. Rulership. But what we have to hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, whether it's be through the scriptures, whether it be through a brother, whether it want to be through an elder, right? just hearken unto the Spirit of the Lord, right? And it says, and all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, right? So blessings, basically, blessing is basically good fortune, basically, right? The Lord giving you all that is that is to your heart desire. We being one with the Most High, we ruling. We don't have to worry, right? Complete rest, right? Fortune, or yeah, fortune, basically. That is one way of putting it, right? Continuing. So I'm going to read some of those blessings, and also pull it tight with some other supporting precepts, right? So this is yeah, Bachelo. So this is Deuteronomy 28 verse 3. It says, blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kin, the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. Right? And you can actually read the whole chapter to see all the blessings that was given unto us. So these from chapters 1 on to through 6, it basically sums it up, but there's more meat to it. So I would encourage brothers to just go in Deuteronomy 28 chapter, verses 1 through to 15, to observe the blessings and actually follow up with this lesson, right? Also, just to give an example, there was a time when we actually had the kingdom and had those blessings upon us when Solomon was ruling, right? And this is Isaiah 63 verse 18. It says, the people of thy holiness have possessed it but a little. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 17. O Lord, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways, and harden our heart from thy fear? Return for thy servant's sake the tribes of thy inheritance. So this is what we are doing. We are praying for the Lord return unto us, like how him be unto us back then, right? It says, the people of thy holiness have possessed it but a little while. Our adversaries have trodden down thy sanctuary. We are thine. Thou never bearest rule over them. They were not called by thy name. So we are that people that possessed all these blessings for a little while, right? And it's in the time of Solomon. I'm just going to read a small excerpt from the book of Kings, right, to show the level of how we were blessed, right? Even I'm not going to read it here in this part, but even the doorman, right? When the queen saw him, she thought that he was the king, right? Queen of Sheba, right? When she saw how Solomon's kingdom was, hey, just read the book of Kings and see all the info concerning Solomon and how his kingdom was decked, right? And you have an idea of how well ordered the kingdom of all the things. So I'm just going to read just a small example based on what was read in Deuteronomy, right? So this is 1 Kings 10 verse 24. And all the earth sought to Solomon to hear his wisdom, which God had put in his heart. And they brought every man his present, vessels of silver, and vessels of gold, and garments, and armor, and spice, horses, and mules, are rate year by year, right? So don't you say we have a rule over the nations that show them a bit tributary? Yes, them come to hear Solomon's wisdom, but all the nations the underway and them continually come to Solomon, right? Verse 26. And Solomon gathered together chariots and horsemen, and he had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horsemen, whom he bestowed in the city of chariots, whom he bestowed in the city for chariots, and with the king at Jerusalem. And the king made silver to be in Jerusalem as stones, cedars made he to be as sycamore trees that are in the vale for abundance. Right? So basically, it would be a case where you even have silver as stones, right? And cedar, which is a very very precious wood, and a very strong wood, and even in ancient times it was very expensive, he made it to be as the common as a common tree, right? Everybody come and them pay them tribute, them give. And when I read the book of Kings, especially in the 10th chapter, you see a whole lot of things that that Solomon had, when he was in power, right? So these are the things that brothers should look forward to, the whole fact that, look, this kingdom is promised unto us, right? These blessings are promised unto us, right? So read Deuteronomy 28 chapter from the 15th verse, from the first verse on down to verse 14. Read the book of Kings as it relates to the chapters regarding Solomon and how his kingdom was, right? How Bathsheba was amazed at even his servants, the way them dress, right? How he tell you all of the gold, how him set up him stairs, right? All these blessings are promised for us here. That's why Yahushua said, look, my roughly paraphrasing, fret not my little children, for it is my Father will to give you the kingdom, roughly something along those lines, right? So this is what we'll be getting. This is just a glimpse of what we'll be getting. It'll be much greater than this year. The kingdom of heaven is going to be even greater than Solomon's kingdom, right? And Solomon's kingdom was one of the greatest kingdom, if not the greatest kingdom on the face of the earth, right? So with that, I really hope brothers were edified, right? Read those chapters, get a full taste of what's to come, brothers, and I hope this motivate brothers to keep on pushing, keep on laboring, and standing firm for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So once more, once all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word now, sincerity and truth. Shalom.